Good morning. Yeah, this is my new time. Welcome in Colorado. Makes more sense to be at this time, that's why. Support people in the morning. 2-hour talk, 3-hour Soundbath. And as I find a good flow, then eventually it'll be 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening. Depends on what I want to focus on. Hey, welcoming Keith Desert Rose up in here again. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, Ilushanti. It's more about seeing what's the most authentic way to be on here and what kind of music to grow. And where does the universe need me? Where's the place? Where's the most balance? I'm always maintaining the balance and improving. You don't want to go too far off the balance. Welcoming Erica and Rich. How's everybody's energy? Low energy lately. I had to do a lot more special technique to help raise the vibration. Eventually everybody did raise the vibration. And it's low energy because we're waiting for Friday to arrive. Or sometimes we're not inspired at work. A lot of people just... Well, the main part is that when the weather's good, you go out during the weekday. You go to the bar during the weekday. And then you don't have good sleep during the week. And then you wish for Friday to come, but the way you operate is, So it's the details, right? The weather affects people's mood. It makes you want to not. My doggy is. Oh. Is your doggy older? Is this towards the end of your doggy lifespan? 20, yeah. Shoot, that's an extended life right there. 20 years. Well, just be grateful. Welcome in, Chrysalis. Tanya, Erica, Hamde, Namo Irfan, Tanya, Arnaconda. We belong together. Let's see, well, if the energy is low, then we need to loop a bright flute in the background to help people focus, right? So when energy is low, you need a sharper flute. A little, and I already hear it. I already know which flute. balance the energy. When the energy is low, you have to bring. That's why when the energy is low and you hear the bird singing, the bird brighten your day. Right? It's a small creature, sings beautifully. No birds sing inside the office building. You just hear the AC noise. That's why we always got nature sound. Because sometimes you can't go outside, but you can listen to nature sound while inside. Ta-da! We have a loophole. So if we're on the digital world, we have to bring the nature to the people. And then eventually you still go outside because you've been listening to nature sound a lot. So, welcome, Greg. Diana. Maya. Is your music? Yes, I do have Spotify. The link is in the bio. So you can just check around there. I'm starting to put more music. Like when I stream earlier in the day, I have the time, so I can use that time to make a 10-minute song for some, I don't have too many songs because I've been focusing on the live stream, but now that the live stream is becoming more successful, then I was like, okay, now I can switch to making a little bit more content. So it's more about just following your inspiration, balance. Balance. Sometimes it's hard to explain to people, balance. Hello, Mojo. I keep seeing Mofo. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Mojo. You made my... It's just getting started, so... Unless you're sleeping right now. Oh, okay, well, nice to see Sister Heather. Yuli is here. Mika Google. Last morning I slept to meditation. Oh yeah, I did a lot more singing last night. Whatever it takes to... Do you get low energy with the time change? I adjust very well because I have to. When you're using your energy completely, you need to nurture yourself more because when you're somebody who is a servant, you don't got... if I take too long to adjust, how can I help people effectively? So I do my best to switch quickly. Even if I get tired, I just find a time to sleep more so that I can adjust. Because sometimes we just need a little bit more sleep, but we never give ourselves because we're attached to something, a certain discipline. And so we can only do our best. And if you're excellent in your field, in your practice, then it grows. But if you take too long to adjust, your community will feel it too. Your lack of discipline and your lack of courage, your community will experience that. Your family will experience your lack of discipline and courage. So the more you adjust quickly, the more you're sharp and focused, your whole community becomes the same way. And I'm aware it's growing, so I can't. There's no slacking off anymore. You can't. Right? That's the bodhisattva heart. You sign up for it, you do the damn work. Because if you sign up to serve and you don't serve, then you're not fulfilling your purpose, your calling, your mission. So that's why it's a big deal to surrender to your mission and just give it your all, which I take absolutely seriously, and that's why things are getting better. Yeah, once you take the red pill, there's no blue pill anymore. Right? Like we just hang out with Morpheus forever now. There's no going back to the Matrix. That's why I'm like this. Like I can't BS y'all, because then I'm not myself. You know what I mean? Like I can't sell out, because then it hurts to do the wrong thing, to even, when you have principles and values that you've been building for years, there's no going back to your old way anymore. Right now you're not going to be perfect, but yeah. Well, I speak simple English because the universe told me, if you sound too technical and very intelligently spiritual using high vocabulary, how can you help people who don't speak English very well? How can children understand you when you're using vocabulary too technical? Get straight to the point, be effective, help people, and keep doing it. And that's why I don't use too many fancy words, because when you're able to speak simple, the kids understand you. People who don't speak English very well understand you, and they learn to speak better English. You know what I mean? Because English is not my first language either, so it's easy for me to just go to simple English, because it's what makes me happy. Simple language. And it's a lot harder to explain wisdom when you're using too many vocabulary. If you can simplify it, get to the point, help people understand, improve life. It's like telling people, if you want to learn enlightenment, go read that book. Most people ain't gonna go read that book. But if you can articulate and speak in a way where people can absorb just a little knowledge, it may turn into wisdom. Which I learned earlier on, because the more you make people excited about improving their life, they're actually gonna do it. The more you're excited about sound healing or what you're doing, the more people are gonna wanna try playing the flute, try the singing bowl, practice meditation, because you're enthused, right? If you're a yoga teacher, there's nothing more inspiring than a yoga teacher who's passionate with great result. What do you want? What do you want to be today? In the present moment, I will buy and read books. I just want you to read your own heart. Hey, welcoming brother Charles. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Namo Ayidafa. Welcoming para not normal. People got creative names. They got para not normal 91. Maria's here. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Oh, you must be in Spain. Buenos dias. Buenos dias here. Buenos tardes over there. Buenos nachos later. Aloha. Namo Amida Fan. Namo Amida Fan. Colorado's. I went to the mountain Saturday for Gra and was greeted by a herd of elk. Hey, shout out to the elk gang. Oh, okay. Elk gang. I've been greeted by a group of 15 cat in front of my house every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want food, we want food, we want food, we want food. I'm like, every day, the gang. Welcoming Muta Harika. Amina. Moana too comes out too. I haven't watched a movie in a while. Don't have time. I just babysit nowadays. I mean adult sitting. Some adult and baby. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure everybody cool. I'm watching a movie right now. Interactive. Like, sometimes I think about wanting to watch a movie, but I'd rather go roller skating because it's better for my health. I'm already read a book. Well, I don't read a book. I mean, yeah, I don't read a book as much. Never been into reading, but I do study people and audiobooks, documentary. You gotta do what inspires you. Because a lot of people read books, but they don't practice what they read. This is a major issue in people who are attached to reading. People sometimes are addicted to information, but they're unhappy. The amount of people who is smart that I know, but they don't know how to chill the F out. And you have to deal with them when their life is in a midlife crisis, right? So a lot of people who are addicted to information have issues with feeling because they're so damn smart that they're unhappy. The universe sends me a lot of analytical people who are unhappy, and oftentimes they don't want to listen. That's the worst ones. You know what I mean? You're so smart that you're unhappy. How many people you know so damn smart and quote-unquote successful but unhappy? Hopefully not too many. And so, me, I don't have a double master degree. I'm just a stay humble, bald guy. But when they run into trouble, they want to come meditate with me every time, right? When they have emotional problem, they come looking for the stream. I help them, and then they go back to the old way until they run into a wall again. Because my mom just like that, very sharp but unhappy. Because sometimes you act silly, but people just think, why is he so unprofessional? It's because I'm not attached to who I need to be here. I just follow this thing, and then I learn to use my heart to discipline my mind so I can make my life work. But some people are so attached to discipline and make your life work, but that this piece is missing. The happiness is missing. That's the beauty of helping people for free, is that they know they can always come to you because you're not looking for their money. So the amount of people who ping pong, meditation with the bald guy, Mystic Village, and then they bounce back. When they have trouble, they come back again. And after a while, they're like, if I just stay around the bald guy and his homies, my life improve. The end. It doesn't cost a dime either. Like, you just come as free. You don't gotta change your religion, your politic. You just show up as you, and your life actually improve. It's about community, staying around positive, supportive, loving people who aren't trying to exploit each other, and staying humble. I was dating one of those not successful, but smart and unhappy. We live in a world of high levels of information more than ever now too. Lots of. Many people have a way where they have quote unquote figured out life, or also known as their world view, right? Everyone has a different world view, and we all believe we have the correct view, which is fine, but I'm more concerned about your results. I don't care about correct view. Let's look at the result. With the life that you're living, are you actually happy? I listen to the people who have authentic, genuine happiness, not people who identify as happy. Right? Some people say they're happy, but they ain't. I don't listen to people who speak that they're happy. I look at the energy and like, that's a dope energy. What can I do to be more like that? Like, this person got that wisdom. How can I right? Because actions speak louder than words. A lot of people talk about compassion, but they don't practice it. A lot of people talk about meditation, but don't practice it. A lot of people read the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, but they're not disciplined to be in the now. They just love talking about cute books. Then I have to come babysit them online. I'm just being real with y'all. Because when you start to truly wake up, you contribute to the community. Instead of come to take from community, you add to it. But in the beginning, we take because we need it, right? It's peaceful here. And so as your life becomes more peaceful, you get to help others. But many people try to help others when they don't even have peace within themselves. There are so many light workers whose cup is empty. And we're not talking about Buddhism empty. We're talking about you don't even love yourself. You're trying to help others. And then you drain people, and you get mad at them from running away from you because you drain people. They don't want to tell you because you come from a good place, but you drain them. And so instead of telling you straightforward, they just quietly leave you. The ego doesn't like to know maybe I'm the problem. Right? The ego doesn't like that at all. Good morning, slow one. Did you not choose? Yeah. Did you not choose? What do you mean choose? Welcoming Firebird, Melanie. Some people are too young also, and it is hard for them to stay disciplined. That's why if you know they're too young, then you are there to maybe be their mentor. But if you don't do a good job, you're talking at them, they don't listen. The young people listen to me because you know why? I'm relatable. I crack jokes. I'm not trying to force my view onto them, but I care and they can feel it and they want to listen. And they do. But it's because I have experience with so many kids, helping many kids, many teenagers, many adults. Luckily, the kids are the easiest ones to help because I'm playful. Right? Look what I do. I play as my job. And so when they see, and they see adults deeply respecting me as I play, as I just do what I love. And so the kids are inspired by what I'm doing, but when they see the adults respecting the bald guy, they're like, he's acting silly all the time and people still like him. What's up with that? Right? Because when you act silly, they tell you to behave. No, stop playing around, whatever. So you have to learn, but with adults, right, it's a different approach. It's the peace that we feel in here that makes people respect what we do in here, and it's the consistency, right? Imagine you're not stressed right now, but whenever you do, you know that bald guy is gonna always be there. And on the day you need it the most, that bald guy is still there. Right? And most people aren't going to be that consistent and real and authentic and raw. And so you have to learn how to connect with people. Children connect differently. Adults connect differently. Parents connect differently. Buddhists connect differently. Christian. So you have to learn how to flow. And it's not from here. It's from here. We were taught to respect everyone back in the old days. I remember those days where we used to respect each other. Isn't sitting the best way? Hey, welcoming Maria. Your knee and legs hurt when you meditate? That's okay. In the beginning, the same thing happened to me. When I first started meditating, I couldn't do all this, right? I could go down here, right? That's mine. When I do sound healing, I go down here, right? In the beginning, I used to sit like this because I was so not flexible. Like, ow, 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 my back, my leg, my joint. So I educate myself on how to develop meditation. Right? You have to be a student. So I continue to learn about how to sit, how to make it easier. Right? If sitting like this is difficult, how to make it easier. Get a cushion. Get 2 cushions. Get 3 cushions. Lean on the wall. Now that you're comfortable, you can focus more. When you're comfortable, then you slowly want to be less comfortable. Push yourself to lean off the wall, reduce 1 cushion. Maybe reduce to just 1 cushion. Maybe reduce to no cushion. Maybe eventually learn to do the full lotus, half lotus. Right? The main part is the mind wanders a lot more when you're too comfortable, right? Whenever you're sitting in full lotus, it's not comfortable, which means the discomfort is felt in your body. And so you're more present because you're with the quote-unquote discomfort. But when you're too comfortable, what happens? Shamanic snoring. You're like, who's that at the Soundbath snoring? Was that you? And everybody already know. Like, we don't know who it is, but we know what trajectory. Like, it's around there. Right? You hear the somebody throw their chancla. They wipe their. You already know, yeah. Any answer to a question will bring its obligation to meditate. Well, the main part is that the inner child is everybody's got the inner child, and when you clear your energy and let go of all the programming, the playfulness remains. Like, kids always make random games because that playfulness, the creative energy is alive. When you have a lot of insecurity and societal programming, how adults should act, think, and be, if you're Asian, if you're Latino, right? I don't give a crap, right? I'm just trying, I just want to be me. And sometimes we cracking jokes. Sometimes the cat's out. But sometimes we're so worried too much about what other people think. It's fine that we're concerned about what other people think, but don't let it like lock you down and be insecure. You know? And that's why I'm always cracking jokes, because if you can't deal with the jokes here, you probably won't like the community, because we crack a lot of jokes all the damn time here. Alright, I don't want to pretend to be. Namaste. สวัสดีครับ ต้อนรับสู่ Mystic Village ครับ We are serious community here. We breathe in molecules and dust. We breathe out, let it all go. เราต้องนั่งสมาธิกัน We must meditate together now. Everybody, if you can't do full lotus, you can't even be here no more. Right? If you can't do full lotus, you're not even meditating. You can't join our gang. Goodbye. Sit however the hell you want. Like, if you need to sleep to meditate, that's better than not even trying. When I first started meditating and my legs tight, you know what I did? I just stick one leg out like this. Right? And it was like this. So one leg, and I just meditated like this. And then eventually, this leg fell, and then I could do this. Half lotus. Right, because in the beginning my legs were so tight, but I'm trying, and as I learned the technique to reduce, then your groin area becomes loose, and that's when you do all this, right? And of course the Thai culture, nang pap piep, right? The Thai temple, when you go to the Thai temple, when you go often, you gotta sit like this, so it's built in to the yoga. It's like, why would y'all sit like that? That's uncomfortable. That's the whole point. It's so uncomfortable, you actually focus on what we're talking about. Right? Like in Japan, they do this. This is uncomfortable, but after a while you get used to it. But you don't want to get too comfortable because then your mind starts wandering about some random stuff. Right? That's why the whole stream. I'm not sitting I'm not leaning back on a chair. Right? I'm not leaning back on something because if I get too comfortable and I'm hearing the breathing in. How long do you meditate for a day? Personally, I don't even talk. This is my meditation. When I'm doing Soundbath with you, whenever I'm speaking with you, I turn everything into a meditative practice. That's why I'm speaking like this. It's not natural to speak at this tone of voice, at this pacing. And whenever that's how you empty yourself and let the universe flow. But when you do it every day, it becomes easier to be in a flow state on command. Yeah, it may take about 30 minutes for everyone to meditate together. But for me to get in a flow state, I could just start right now. And right, that's why you see, we're gonna start meditation. Right. Then you see me already. But in the beginning, I started with 8 minutes. In the beginning, when you're just beginning, any meditation is better than no meditation because you're just beginning. Right? So do what you can, because sometimes you want to do 15 minutes because the ego says, I can do it, but you never start. If you never start meditating and you want 15 minutes, well, what's going to make you sit and meditate? 5 minutes is a good start if you never even started. I can do 5 minutes now. But having a disciplined time to practice, hello. Country girl, nice to see you. We got Ding. How to meditate under 0G. Levitate. But of course, as you meditate longer, you want to do what you want to meditate where you actually start. If you want to meditate for 30 minutes, but it's too long, you may never start. Right? Sometimes our ego wants to meditate 45 or 30 minutes, but we never freaking start because it's too long. And we don't. But when you're like, okay, I could do 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the morning. 10 minutes at night. But if you're on the stream with me, when we're here together and we're doing Soundbath, that's your time to meditate. Right? And what's the beautiful part is that the meditation will help reveal so many things and heal yourself. You just have to make your time to chill the F out. Because sometimes people come and hang out here, but they don't even meditate when we're doing Soundbath. But I think many people do, because that's why y'all here. Right? How do I know if I'm meditating correctly? Any meditation is better than none. As you're meditating, don't worry about meditating wrong. Do the best that you can. Trust yourself. and slowly learn and listen to one or two teachers. Don't listen to too many, because if you listen to too many, there's an infinite way you can meditate. Right? You could do you can do a chanting meditation. Om mani padme om, mani padme om, om. You can sing, we are the guardians of planet Earth. It's about being present with what you're doing. Actually being present. Sometimes you say that you're present, but you ain't. Cooking is my meditation, but the whole time you're in your damn head. Right? But when you're in a moment, you feel light. You're aware of the moment. That's why some people say, I'm meditating now, but they're like sitting there and just thinking about stuff. It's not healthy in the beginning. But when you become a more mature meditator and seasoned, then you want to learn contemplation or reflection meditation, where you observe your thoughts and see deeper why your mind is, what's rising to the surface. So before you contemplate and reflect, you have to learn how to be neutral and clear. Root chakra. Because if your mind starts spiraling into negativity, you always know how to chill the F out. Clear. The most simplest meditation. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And then just do that without narrating it out loud, just quietly. Don't even worry about posture in the beginning. When you can start being with your breath, then okay, legs crossed, back straight, head slightly tilted, hands stacked, tongue gently touching the roof of the mouth, eye partially closed, focusing on your breath. That's next, okay? But in the beginning, you just want to just chill, breathe, and don't be fidgety. If you are fidgety, that's okay. If you're fidgety, it's because your mind is fidgety. You're not used to it. If you're sitting and you're swaying too much, that means your mind is swaying. So whenever you meditate for a while, whenever you mature as a meditator, your energy is lighter. You can definitely be too tight of a practice. Like, are you even enjoying your... Just the middle way. Don't try so damn hard, but you gotta still put effort. It's just be, just observe, just now. In the beginning, I used to do all this because lack of discipline. And eventually I'm like, do I have to sway? And there's a meditative form because you get, when you can still everything, the result of deep stillness. You'll figure out for yourself. We put the tongue on the roof of the mouth to keep yourself from drooling when you go in deep meditation. That's how deep you can go. But many people don't go that deep. But when you do get into a deeper meditation where your body is completely still and you're completely inside in your body, if you don't have discipline, you'll start drooling. Like practically, If you're meditating and you are drooling, that's sloppy. But guess what? Sometimes you gotta get sloppy. It's better than not trying. So sometimes we worry about meditating wrong more than actually meditating. So we actually do nothing. Right, so that's why we have legs crossed, back straight, head slightly tilted. That head slight tilt is like sometimes you meditate. This makes you open up, which is saying the Buddha nature is out there, God's out there. Look at me, right? Humble your damn self. The kingdom is within. Is meditation to be empty? Meditation is the art form to help you be aware of your mind, your body, your action. Sometimes you're sad, but you don't recognize it because you don't sit and observe. You're not sad, your mind is sad. And sadness brings you in disharmony, but that's the journey of life. Life's not supposed to be happy all the damn time. So for you to be in harmony, you have to see the cause and effect. If you're sad, you're going to cope. And you're going to do it. Right? But when you're sad, what's the solution? What must you do to be more happy? Face the sadness, find a reason, forgive, have compassion, let it go. Be in the present moment, or just keep being miserable and sad forever, and then blame your parents, blame your ex, blame the system, blame for why you can't be happy. That's a lot of people right now, and the ego does not like hearing that. So that's why the spiritual path is not easy. Because you got to check your own damn ego, because no one can check the ego for you. And that's why the stream is grounded and calm, because we keep it grounded, respectful, loving, and honest to each other. How to be in the present? Just do it. Stop trying to be and just be. And if you like happiness, practice being in the present with happiness now. The mind always asks how. Happiness is already here, but you don't give yourself permission to feel it because you don't believe it's here. Gratitude meditation is a good start. Thank you so much for this moment. Thank you so much for my life. And you have to I don't play video game. It makes my mind too active. I don't drink too much caffeine. It makes my mind too active, not centered. It's hard to be present when your mind is too stimulated. So if I drink caffeine or whatever, I have to make sure to pay attention, or else you get moody and you don't realize it's because you drank too much coffee, because you haven't disciplined your caffeine intake. Some people need tea, but they drink coffee. Some people drink coffee, but they need tea. Some people need water, but they drink beer. What if you drink coffee for centuries? Congratulations, you get a gold star. What do you mean? What if you drink coffee for centuries? Yeah, drink coffee. Drink your dang. Because coffee, you can be attached to coffee too. Right. What G asked? How do you ignore? How to ignore disrespectful people? You see me do it here all the time, brothers, sisters. We get disrespectful people coming in here on a daily basis. Sometimes they come to say, oh, he's a charlatan, deceiver, scammer. When you know who you are, what people say have nothing to do with you because you know who you are. But when people criticize you and you don't know who you are, it may trigger you. When people disrespect me, it just teaches me about who I really am. Because if what they're saying is not true, then it's still not true and it has nothing to do with me. But if I don't pay attention that this person is just being disrespectful and not really, sometimes people think they're trying to help you, but they're just projecting their discomfort and unfulfilled life at you, which has nothing to do with you. They want to help you. Right? So when you know who you are, the disrespect, I don't ignore it. I face the disrespect because it just teaches me my truth of who I am. But for me to see that truth, I have to not respond to disrespect so quickly. Because when people throw negative energy or negative words or disrespectful words, and you don't respond right away, their negativity reflects back to them. Then they realize they're acting like an a-hole. Right? They're like, oh, right? They just hear the sound of their own negative echo when you don't respond right away. But you don't want to wait so long to respond because there's a flow happening. You want to wait enough for you to gather you want to stay grounded. If you respond from an ungrounded place, your emotion flares up and now you're triggered because you have no discipline with your own emotion. How the hell are you going to help anyone else? And that's a lot of people easily triggered because of the lack of emotional discipline. But when you meditate consistently and stay humble and find balance, you can see sometimes my emotion rises, but I don't respond until it calms. Because you don't have to respond to anybody. But when you're a community leader, there's a lesson happening and everyone's observing. And that's a teaching moment to help people be respectful, right? When people come with disrespect, you respond with respect. That's the solution. They bring a problem, you bring the solution. Yin yang, harmony again. They throw negativity, you practice gratitude and positivity. But if they keep throwing negativity third time, time out. I'm not trying to be around people who are trying to press me all the time. Right? We gotta have boundaries with disrespectful people. Don't call brother babe. Babe Tanet. Oh, that's my new name now. Babe Tanet. They all were people. Why would you dress if no one is looking at you? Oh, yeah, people are looking at you. Yeah. Well, this is why light workers don't work in the light. Light workers work in the dark. Do you think it's easy to do this on TikTok? To be online in front of everybody all the time? To spread positivity, love consistently and grow? Hell no. But when you make it look easy, people will come to criticize you. But they don't do it either. And that's okay, because one day try this, they'll realize, oh, it's actually kind of different. Sitting, yeah. Most people aren't doing a 3-hour sound bath or a 5-hour meditative experience. That's engaging, right? What's the difference between ASMR and meditate? ASMR is the music. Meditation is being aware of the music. Right? ASMR is sound. Right, like this. But this could be going on and you're not even aware of it. But when you're meditating, you hear the texture of the seed pods. You hear the birds, you're aware. When you don't meditate, it's just background. When you meditate, you become one with all of it. There's a little throat chakra. Hello, babe Tanet. Welcoming Dwayne. Why would you? If you don't keep your energy grounded constantly, you will become ungrounded without realizing it. Are you vegan? No, I'm vegetarian. What about you? Welcoming Cece. When I look at you, I just know you got them stacks. Got them stacks. What stack? Stacks of pancakes or what? Welcoming Kai. I stay in stilettos. Hello. Strawberry. I'm drinking what? This Friday the new flute should come. Arabian flute in the key of D and E. Vegetarian because your family. Are you Indian? Because right, in the culture, the people who are mainly vegetarian are Indians, Mahayana Buddhist people, Seventh-day Adventist people, or you just change. But culturally, like if your whole family does it, that's kind of a radical. But if your whole family switch, that's awareness. But everyone's choice of awareness is different. Yeah. I have nothing against people who eat other food also, because sometimes sometimes there's a lot of insecurities about talking about it. And eat what makes you happy. Rastas are also vegetarian. Well, shout out to the Rastafari. Welcoming Aliada Daxtral. Reptile fire. Thank you. I mean, honestly, it's just about things that help people live a happy life. Just authentic knowledge and just things that will actually help you is what I'm trying to talk about. I'm not trying to talk about philosophy or things that don't actually practically help you, because I think that's a waste of time to philosophize at each other, but there's no practical change or action or knowledge that lead to action. You know, there's enough of people talking about philosophy everywhere. I'm tired of that already. That's the truth. I would rather have people practice than philosophize at each other. Because when you practice with result, that's the best way to promote your philosophy. Like when you're peaceful and it's because of meditation, you make people want to meditate. Instead of telling people you should meditate, your energy speaks louder. Your action speaks louder, but you're just yelling at people to do this and that. That's immature. And we got a lot of immature people. That's okay. It's right, the spiritual path or any path, it's all difficult. But that's why the way you carry yourself and your energy is so powerful, because That's for you to figure out. Right? Everybody's relationship with money and time is different, but you have to figure out what it is for you. Sometimes we want to philosophize at each other, but we're not even making our life work. This is the main issue. You can talk about philosophy, but make your life work. Sometimes we're more interested in philosophy, but our life's not even working out and we're not even happy. But we know a lot about the conspiratorial things that doesn't add to making our life better. But we just know a lot of information. That's cute. I don't want, right? I'm trying to get the whole goal is for us to actually experience a deeper joy, not to just get more peaceful information, but don't even practice peace. You see the damn issue. For real, like, this is old news. Right, this is old news. That's why I don't like, before I start live streaming heavily, I studied live streaming on TikTok. Right, I studied a lot of it. I'm like, what they doing? Some people just battle the Bible at each other, right? Some people come to Hinduism, right? And then you have people saying that's the wrong path, and then you have people arguing, and that we're not even spreading love, right? Prove to me God's not real, right? Come to Buddhism. I see it's so immature. Like, let's just practice something that helps people feel the connection instead of talking about feeling the connection. But this is why I make more time to engage 2-hour talk, 3-hour Soundbath. Because the community is getting more mature, and the mentorship needs to happen, right? Meditating too much, it's not useful. We have to engage a little bit and practice with result and have discipline, right? That's why you see me constantly improve the stream, because you can't just routinely do something. You have to stay connected, and my goal is to stay connected to you, to stay true to you. How to deal with shame? Forgive yourself. Because the shame, it comes from expectations from others, and then you put that expectation on you that you can't achieve, and then you judge yourself. And so instead, the best way is to forgive yourself and just be the best person, be a great person, be a good person. Right? Because if you judge yourself, instead of judging yourself, just be your best. Thank you, Fu. Oftentimes the shame is about something that happened in the past where you judge yourself. Well, the opposite of judging yourself is believing in yourself. What's more useful to you, judging yourself or believing in yourself? Right? In the beginning, we may judge. This is the issue, right? The cause. Well, you can choose the effect. You can keep judging, or you can start just believing in yourself. Believe in your damn self. Love your damn self. Practice gratitude. Or just cope with substance abuse. Cope with sex and chasing unhealthy habits. Because a lot of people right now are getting off track. That's why I have to change that's why I'm changing my delivery style. We're going back to the old way because the weather good. Season change. We've been enabled to just do the old thing. Just do it. And then when your life is a big mess, the community is still going to be here. All right, but the main part, if you feel the community getting off track, you have to do your part, right? When human beings don't do well with changes because we're attached to the same, right? When things change and you live a life where you're attached to things being the same, you have a hard time adjusting because you're attached to things being the same. So that's why when you practice non-attachment, your life is a lot better because you learn to surrender and go with the flow instead of like, no, I like summer. No, it's getting darker. I felt so emotional when I found others disrespecting me. I hope I can. When people disrespect you, welcome Peter Pan. When people disrespect you, they just judge you for like 10 seconds and then they leave. Don't make it a big deal because people who disrespect you ain't your friend anyways. But they do come to teach you emotional strength. Because if a little word bring you down, then you're going to be easily brought down by just some unkind words. You want to live that kind of life where you're that sensitive? I don't. Imagine being on here and be, people are treating me like crap. Why are they acting weird towards me? How the hell am I going to live stream if I'm too damn sensitive? How can I help people if I'm too damn sensitive? Everyone has baggage. So if you know you're too sensitive, you have to learn to practice to desensitize from negative words. You can use visualization. Right? And I'm not here to hang out with people who disrespect me. If you're hanging out in an environment where people disrespect you, where the hell are you hanging out? You deserve better. And sometimes it's your family. And that's why you have to have boundaries with family. Right? Let's be real. How can you be useful to the universe and to humanity if you're always getting pissed off at something? And then people don't take you seriously because you're an emotional wreck. Because when you speak, you don't know how to stay grounded when you speak. And so people don't want to listen to you. That's why. You don't even know how to listen yourself. You just want to talk at people. Why? Because sometimes you want to make a point, but you don't know how to express it in a grounded way because you are ungrounded. Right? So we have to learn what it means to be grounded. Do you know what it means to be grounded? Many people don't. I used to not know. Grounding, I had to Google it. Google. Define grounding. So whenever people press your button and you're grounded, they see, you feel your ego being pressed, but you don't get pressed. Because you know the only thing that can get pressed is your ego. But if you don't center yourself, you don't see they're trying to piss me off now. They're being right? No. Your mind is disrespected. But now you're not trying to hang around with people who are always trying to disrespect your mind, right? Because you're trying to live a peaceful life. So you gotta go away, let go of some people. Let go of some mentality. Because when people are disrespectful, you ever ask why are they disrespectful? What makes them that way? This is called compassion. When you have compassion for negative people or disrespectful people, you're willing to love them even though they treat you bad. Right? But if you're not centered, you just think people treat you like crap. But when you have a deeper awareness, you can see sometimes this person have no one to talk to all day. You were the first one. And they don't know how to lovingly communicate. So they're going to project their lack of emotional support and love by being a troll or disrespectful. But if you don't have the level of awareness and compassion, and you don't slow down enough to see, then you just see an a-hole. Right, so that's why when you ground, you become deeply aware because you're like a tree. When you're not grounded, you're like a plant. Everything, when the wind blows, the plant looks. But right, when you become deeply grounded, you're a solid tree. When the wind blows, you stay at the center. If you're a little plant, no. And some people act like they're grounded. And when the wind blows and the storm comes, the tree falls. That's called BS. But that's the best that we can, right? We are where we're at. You know what I mean? We are where we're at. It's not better or worse. It's just that's where we're at. And so when our tree falls, we learn how to be a better. You can either keep doing the same thing, the tree fall again. Then you gotta ask, why does my tree keep falling? You're grounded, but you're not deeply grounded. And you take a lot of responsibility in helping others when you haven't deeply helped yourself. So to help the world, you have to be deeply grounded because the world has so much ungroundedness. Right? Just because you start doing a little meditation and you start helping people, it's not that easy. Because people got issues, everybody has problems. And to help support people, you have to be a deeply rooted person. Or else you get sick. Or else you pick up negative energy from them. And it's not them. You just don't have the discipline to let go. And then right? That's why a lot of massage therapists, a lot of therapists sick. Because they don't know how to let go. They carry so much. And when we carry too much, we cope with overeating and not sleeping and quietly, secretly doing unhealthy things. And then you lose your grounding. Then you lose your consistency. You lose your devotion. It all comes crumbling. But when you become deeply grounded, you build on something. You build the inner kingdom very strong. So when your inner kingdom is very strong, three tornadoes will come and you stay at the eye. Untouchable. Your true self is uncorruptible. Only your ego is. but to discipline yourself to stay at the I in I, Rastafari. You get tested, right? You say you want to serve humanity deeply, you want to make a big difference on planet Earth, you gotta go through that, right? You're gonna get tested. Because if you don't have it and you go out and do the big work, the corruption happens. This is why many gurus sleep around with their young student. That's a terrible story, right? That's why many people lose their reputation. Why? The money corrupts their system, and then they have bad reputation. Right now, you have a negative, concept surrounding your community. You lose your integrity. But you don't have to be perfect. Even when you fall, just learn from the failure. If you don't learn from your failure, 1000% it's going to happen again. If you don't check your ego often, you're going to repeat the same mistake over and over and over and over, and then you're going to blame the system. You're going to blame negative people. You're going to blame, but you're not going to take responsibility, because you are not. We have to be humble enough to realize we are completely responsible. Like if I fail as a leader, that's my fault. I'm not gonna blame trolls, negative people, blah blah blah, my parents, because they can't change for me, but I can do the work. Yeah. Good night, Robbie. Morgan says, I'm grateful for your consistency. It's helping me with keep my routine. Yeah. And imagine I just stopped streaming. Then my integrity would be lost. And then many people's lives. So at this point, I'm going to be doing this until the end, until I die. I'm just honest with you. I'm going to keep everything that I'm doing because I have been doing it. And why would I stop if it's dope? I'm having a great time every day. But what I love about it is that it's difficult. Because if it was easy, I wouldn't be fulfilled. I need difficult. All of this is difficult. If you stop streaming, I'ma cry, says David. Somebody take over. There's Zen Body Universe, Zen Master Mike here. Grace is streaming now. She can take over. It's fine. We got brother Yam. He's out. Because to me, I see this as a new age spiritual temple. Really. I think to me this is a spiritual temple that's online, right? Because many people aren't going. So that's what I see. And I'm tending to this temple all the time. It's always, right? So on. And because that's what's called to me. That's what happened. I don't know. I just followed the universe. It's like, you're gonna start a digital temple. And then you have homies doing their part too. Right, so we got Sister Grace live streaming, playing the bougie crystal bowl. Wee, 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 wee. So check her out, see her. Bougie. The husband probably liking it too. You sound good, baby. Babe. babe. I see it exactly that way too. It's been like this for me. Yeah, because I'm aware a lot of people are not showing up locally to many temple or churches, but they come here and get the same thing. I'm just doing my part, you know. And as a matter of fact, many people go to church and still come to the Sunday meditation and still come here. They go to all of it sometimes. Right? Hey, welcoming Lisa and yeah, they go to all of it. Because whenever I see people not coming to the temple or the church, I'm like, where are they? Well, they're at home. Where? Well, they're on social media. Well, you gotta bring the temple to the people instead of wait for people to come to the temple, right? Because that's the old way. But, right. So basically, this is bringing the temple to the people, which is a spiritual, you know, it's just a place of gratitude, relaxation, joy, and bliss. And the mandala opens. And of course, what I love is I like seeing the diversity from this religious people here. Right? There's Christians, Catholics, Muslims, Jews. We got people from South Africa chilling in here. You got people from Japan starting to roll in here. You know. How many times you do? Twice? Right on the stream. Whenever I'm doing sound healing, I'm actually meditating. When I'm speaking to you, I'm in the meditation. When I'm doing this, I turn this thing, right? I'm not playing the ball. The universe flow through. But of course, like right now, what am I sitting in? A meditative posture. I'm paying attention to my energy the whole time. Right? Whenever the energy gets weird, you can feel it through your chakra system if you stay still enough. That if you're like undisciplined, you're just doing all this. Right? But when you have discipline, you can feel the energy flow through. And you know what chakra, how to heal. You don't know how the universe let you borrow a little knowledge. Konnichiwa. A lot of people have. Yeah. I believe sound healing is uniting the planet. Because you don't have to be religious. But you can and still enjoy it. Right? To enjoy this, you just be present. And that's all you need to be, present. giant sound concert. Well, that's what ceremonies are. Right, when we have ceremonies in religion, but not everybody's gonna, right? And so we had to find a way to unite. What makes it all unite? What is one? How can we? That's why I love Bob Marley, because everybody listened. Many people listen, right? Don't worry about a thing. Every little, it's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. That's a unifying, meditative gratitude song. Alright, a song about letting go and enjoying the moment. Don't worry about a thing, every little thing. It's about faith. It's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds perched by my doors, singing sweet songs. A melody's pure and true, singing, this is my message, like, to you. And it just repeats. The mind is a mindfulness song, right? Thich Nhat Hanh, the Plum Village, has the what? Breathing in, breathing out. But of course, that's a Buddhist monk. Some people don't resonate with that, right? It's like, but when they hear reggae, many people see as smoking music, but the people who don't smoke see it as chill music. So it's just chill music, and yeah. สวัสดีครับคุณมาดาเนี่ย And so this is why I tell people I studied Bob Marley, how he operate, and I meditate. Like, what's the most positive song I know that that unites humanity? And I'm like, Bob Marley came up. I was like, don't worry. What? How can I do that? I didn't expect it to lead to all this and Mystic Village. I just thought music and singing the same song together, so unifying, right? Some people are not going to do Om Mani Padme Hum. Some people are not going to do some songs. But when you hear Bob Marley, everyone knows the song. Well, why don't we use it to spread love? And that's what we do. In about 17 minutes, we are going to do a 3-hour sound bath. If it's going too well, maybe 4-hour sound bath. And I will be restarting the stream. Because when you talk a lot, it messes with the algorithm. But when you just do mostly music, it does something different. You're welcome. Yeah. And also it's easier to edit because I don't record it, right? It just uploads to YouTube. If I start recording right now, my computer will crash because I have like literally so much going on, and it's using so much computer resources that I tried recording before, everything crashed. And it's a gaming laptop. Maybe I need 128 gigs of RAM, which you can't even have. I already have 64 in there. For real, I got 64 gig, and that's not even enough. And basically, it's upgraded to the max that it could be, I think 32 or 64, I don't know. But when you live stream 60p, right, I'm streaming at 60 frames per second, which means like everything looks smooth. The frame rate is so smooth. Or maybe I lowered it, yeah. And that's how you stand out, right? From 30p, that's most people. 60p, it's like, that's professional. But that's because I used to be a wedding photographer or videographer, and that little bit makes it so much higher, and the microphones too, right? And so to record that and stream it, the computer goes Anybody have questions about sound healing? Because I know a lot of people have been curious. This is the time to ask questions, okay? Not whenever we have time now. Right? Because whenever we do sound healing, they be asking deep question. Whenever I'm available, they don't ask a damn question. When I'm not available, they wanna ask some deep contemplative questions. The song you mentioned will work magically. Is it okay to listen to sound healing was? I mean, you're sleeping as long as the music helps you go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's like, because sometimes you listen to some music, but it doesn't help you fall asleep. It's too intense or whatever. But when this works, right? Try listening to that. This is a binaural frequency for deep sleep using the app Atmosphere Binaural, which is a free app. Is there a different frequency for every chakra? Essentially, there is no chakra. There's just one chakra, the moment. But of course, the human experience, there's a different frequency for each chakra. That's why when you play a certain frequency, but it's more about the intention. That's why the root chakra is in a C, D, E. And it doesn't even matter what hertz. If you play from the heart, it goes beyond scientific research. Many people, you can play a 432 hertz instrument and it's not from the heart, so it sounds like crap anyways. But if you just play from the heart, 440, 432, 528, it doesn't matter. Love heals. Play with love. Play from love. As I get more bougie, then I would get 432 hertz everything. But that's expensive. We're not trying to do all that when you can't afford it, you know. Should I sit in meditative position? Well, do what makes you comfortable. I never lay down to meditate anymore. But, right, if I went to a sound bath, I would sit up the whole time. Because I don't want to be too comfortable. When you're too comfortable, your mind wanders more. But when you sit in a little discomfort, it's easier to be present. Because you're not too damn comfortable. But you do what you want. But of course, I'm aware most people cannot sit like this for hours. and that's why you should lean on the wall until your back is good, and because it takes time to build back muscle, but over time you build it. Right? I didn't just sit like in the beginning when I first started live streaming without leaning on something. My back hurt for a while, but the universe told me it's good for my future. And this is why I can sit here for 6-7 hours without leaning, and legs still fine, great circulation. But I also adjust myself so that I have good blood flow. I don't just stay still the whole time, right? I move around sometimes to get my blood flowing. Right, I switch my leg here. Right, you gotta take care of your health, but you can't be attached to meditative form. You gotta see what's healthy and what's unhealthy. This is a spiritual community that teaches people to love their damn self with results. This is the key. Happiness with result. The end. But whenever I'm sharing with you, I'm coming from a place of deep devotion. But if you're not there yet, do what you can, do your best, and do your best to keep going, because sometimes we try too hard and then we get turned off by the practice. Lay down if you need to lay down. When I first started meditating, I laid down a lot, but as I became mature, I never lay down again, because your chakra is aligned when you sit up. When you lay down, it's harder to, because your hips start adjusting up, right? Your spine is in alignment. And when you're going throughout the day, your spine's vertical. So if you have discipline in how you live your life, right, you're always going to be vertical. The only time you're horizontal is when you go to bed. So when you're at work, your spine's like this. So when you have discipline with your daily life, it's easier to be present because you've been practicing the way you live your life, which is vertical. That's the practical reason, right? Let's see here. What else you think I'm gonna do with that mindset? Let's see here. Not sure what you mean. Dean Mitchell asks, what would be a good set of bowls? Any. When you're just starting, any bowl is good. But the real bowl, start with just one. Get what you can, but the whole point of using the singing bowl, it helps us to be present. The sound is in the moment. But now if you're trying to be a sound healer, that's a different story. Because then you're gonna have to make an investment. Right? You have to, like, all of this is because I love it. Make sure you love it, because sometimes you think it's cool, but you don't really love it. Be careful. There's a lot of cool things to do. For you to love something, you have to build relationship with the hobby. Right? When you just love your one bowl, you try getting a set. You love the set. You try getting, right? You start practicing and help and facilitating sound healing for free. And then you learn what are the bougie bowls, and what are practitioner, professional bowls, right? But all of it works. You don't need professional to do great work, right? You could just, this is not super professional, but guess what? This is enough. Just with this one bowl, you could do so much. How about this? Just with the baby bowl, you could do so much healing with this tiny bowl. You don't need all of this. Because if you learn how to do great thing with one little one, imagine what could you can do with a whole set. But you have to learn from the baby first before you blossom. Right? You wouldn't blossom if you don't appreciate the baby. Right? Because the baby is like the seed. Here's an even smaller bowl. If you don't breathe with the baby bowl, you're going to forget to breathe when you have the big one too. So the discipline is built in the foundation when you just have the baby, the beginning. You want strong foundation. Because if you build from a weak foundation, then the energy where you operate is dim. You can play singing bowls very loud, but people don't feel love. You see the issue? You can play a singing bowl loud, but people don't feel love from them. This is a major issue with a lot of sound healers. Make love, not noise. Anyways, let's see here. We still got some time. What does it mean when the frequency feel like pain? Maybe you're listening too loud. Maybe the pitch is too, like some pitches are very high and your ear's not used to them. So don't listen so loud, just lower it, right? Like just lower it. When it's higher pitch, you want to lower it. When it's lower pitch, then you could do louder because it's more bass. Ta-da. Have you ever lived in a temple? I became a monk for what? 5 weeks in Thailand. Like part of the Thai culture is. Hey, hello, Roxanne. Part of the Thai culture is the sons become a monk, but of course I wanted to do it too. traditionally, but I was training with the master. I drove to the temple every day for 4 years. Okay, humbly speaking, it was about 3 years. In the beginning, it was 5 days a week. Right? Imagine just driving every day to the temple to go train. First, it was 5 days a week, and then eventually I went every day for 3 years to go learn. So I essentially, it was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. to learn, yeah. So and I grew up, I'm a temple kid. But of course, being a temple kid, it doesn't mean you're like spiritual. You just go to temple and you're always there because that's just kind of what happened. You know, you're there, you eat some ramen noodles, you play basketball, you just chill. It's like church. You're just always there. And then I didn't know it would lead to any spiritual. Actually, I left the temple for a long time, and I still don't really go. I go to a new temple, which is Mahayana. I grew up in Theravada, which is Thailand style Buddhism, where they wear that robe. Mahayana is where they wear like a shirt robe, right? And so because I'm more called to be in this temple, which is a spiritual temple instead of a Buddhist temple, which is the real temple is in your heart, of course. But many people don't know that. But whenever people come to the quote-unquote external temple and they feel the energy, it's because we're all meditating with our internal temple, and others start to feel that too. So the mandala opens. That's what the Sangha does. Where when we do our work, we connect to our internal temple, and others learn too. So as the pillars of the community, the people who are actually here meditating with devotion, as you connect to your inner temple, others start to feel like this is some dope vibes. And then they try it, chill here. And then they feel a little, they connect to their internal temple for the first time. They're like, but they don't know they're doing that. They just like the vibes, but they don't realize they're connecting to themselves deeply. And then every time they come back, they feel great, but they don't know why. But essentially, the temple is within, and when we're around people who are connected, we also become connected. The community helps us to stay disciplined to our internal temple. So when people leave the community with no discipline, they disconnect from the internal temple. Yes, you can say to God. Exactly. That's one way to put it. You connect to God. Or you can say that your God nature, your Buddha nature, your Christ consciousness. And so, and as more people become connected, we have a web of light workers everywhere. Right? There's light workers in many religions, and light worker in the spiritual community is what we're here, right? We got, right? What's the secret? Yeah. I didn't use the beats that were left, but today I've been gifted some brand new Sony ones. Hey, that's blessings. Blessings. Are there any books you like that you recommend? The 5 Love Languages is the most practical one that I recommend. Practice the 5 Love Languages from Gary Chapman. It's very effective. Right? It's not about reading books, it's about mastering the one that you have read. Many people read a lot of books, but they don't master what they have read. Because mastery requires application, discipline, devotion with great result, not just mediocre result. right? When you have great result, that's the whole goal. Why would you practice with mediocre results? So many people practice with mediocrity, and so all their practice, because their standard for practice is mediocre result, and then they read another book and they get mediocre result because their standard is mediocre result. I'm looking for like profound results, which is what led me to reading less books and practicing more than reading more. When I see people read more, I already know they don't practice enough, because how can you be practicing if you're reading too much? So when I do read something, I read one book a year. I just keep listening to the audiobook over and over and over, and then it becomes intuitive for me. That book, right? The 5 love languages becomes intuitive. How we apply it becomes intuitive. So I don't have to think about it as much. I just live the book. Kim says, this presence is more effective with our traumatized youth than any counselor. Any counseling. I'm aware that what we're doing here is dope. It absolutely works, and that's why I'm trying to give my life to it more. Because I see the results in you. Your brothers and sisters here are deeply happy. Like, I see your testimonials are like, well, that is amazing. You know what I mean? When I see amazing testimonial, I don't just see I pay attention. There's dots. I'm like, it's working. Well, you should keep going. That's right. You should keep making it better. That's right. Can you dim the light and do a sound bath? Yes. Yeah, we're gonna start soon. Let me use the restroom and come back and we start. All right. Start the live. I'm gonna end the stream and I'll restart it. Okay. End